What's going on, chat? Happy BTL Tuesday, episode 431 piece. As always, hold the fry, joined by your two hosts, Krabs and Javon, presented by Pickett Sports. If you guys aren't tracking your bets on Pickett, what are you waiting for? Lock in, go use promo code Javon, and start tracking your action in 2024. I promise it'll help you hit more bets and not lose as much coin as you have been. All right, start tracking your bets. Use Pickett, the best bet tracking app out there by far. All right, Javon, how we feeling? Happy Tuesday. Not our best work on the squad rides. We've got some work to do today.
We do. A little better slate, so I think we'll be in business.
We've got the Hokies on today, brother.
Yeah, we do.
My shirts.
Of course.
Sure. Ready to roll. Back. Gave up on the team, but woke up this morning ready to roll, ready to back them, ready to support the squads. All right, let's see how they end up performing today. They're laying 5.5 to Richmond. That should be a good look. We'll leave it at that.
Yeah, it should be free.
All right, all jokes aside, we will talk some NIT plays. I know you guys want some bets in those games. Don't you worry. Don't you fret. All right, we've got plenty to talk about today. Why don't we hop right into the recap? Let's get this stupid squad right out of the way. Absolute moose shit wager. If I could say so myself, Mander's flying to meet with JJ today. What does that mean?
McCarthy
what do they meet with him about? I need info. I need analysis there. What are they meeting with Fruity about? I need to know. Oh, Jay Jettis. I was like, why are they talking about JJ? It's like, so
no, not Jay Jettis. That's the JJ you don't want to see.
JJ McCarthy. Oh my God, dudes.
Oh shit.
I swear if we take the bait on JJ McCarthy, I'm gonna lose my fucking mind.
Dude, whoever drafts JJ McCarthy, that GM's getting fired. Because that dude is dog meat.
I feel like that's a last resort type. It's like a GM on his last legs. You know, he's probably going to get fired anyways at the end of the year on an organization that stinks. And you take a shot, you take a stab at it, and maybe it works, probably won't. I really hope that's not us. Go get Jane Daniels. I want Lamar Jackson 2.0. Please.
That would be an unreal move.
Hey, it's okay. They want to meet with him. They want to talk to him, see what's going on, you know, meet the kid, shake his hands. Sure, they already got the fucking edits.
Should be good luck.
Who's making these edits? Who's sitting in their room, you know, in the wee hours of the nights, crafting these puppies up? Who's making that? I want to see them in my office. We got something to talk about. Unbelievable, dudes. Get that off my fucking screen, dudes, please. For the love of God. Oh.
Fucking imagine.
Yeah, I don't know why I thought it was Jay Jettis. I'm a fool. I'm a Commanders fan. You guys can arrest me, whatever, sue me. It is what it is. It is what it is. All right. Caps on the ML, sure. Cadbury ML cake. How about them apples?
Yeah, there you go.
How about them apples? Crazy. We take that. We move free plus chick caps. Square, smacked is what it is. The under in the Golden State Knicks game, probably the worst bet of all time.
People sleep that Pod Square was probably Square of the Year.
It's going to be nominated. People are talking, you know, people reaching out to me, you know, walking around the street, shaking my hand, saying congrats. Yes, it is nominated for Best Square of the Year. We will see if it wins. People forget he had 0 points. Donut.
Not a single bucket.
Goose egg. Goose. Okay? I think he took 1 shot.
Yeah,
he wasn't even shooting the
not
ball.
Much. Yeah.
Nothing. All right, we take that and we move. W's. We're locking into the Prize Picks board. Love to see it. Back in the green on Trent's third stream challenge, 3-2. Love that. Got to be in the green. Got to be in the green. Got to be a good role model for these other surgeons. Okay, got to lead the way, lead by example, and give the results that Trent deserves. Okay, 3-2. We're back. Everyone doubted, said my NBA squares are moose shit. That's how you get one. Boom. And Desmond Bain, how about that? Ended with 33. Holy smokes, dudes.
Sweaty for no reason.
Unbelievable.
Pushed on some of the slips with 33. I mean, he could have done something in overtime that kind of would have helped, but we take that. Take that for the early slips.
That definitely would have helped, considering, I don't know. I had him in like 10 slips, and half of them I had 33, half of them I had 32. But big day on Prize Picks yesterday. Huge. Some are calling it. We smacked an 18 as well.
We did do that.
Love that. Love that. Kuminga, somehow, some way, went less than. I don't know how. I'm pretty sure he had 14 points at halftime. Somebody check the Carfax. I think he had a 14-piece at half.
Yeah, it was close.
Crazy. Something like that. Terry had a 3-piece, easy, free. No sweat. Desmond Bain pushed for most. Ended up being a 2-piece. If you got the early number from Javon on BTL, that's why you tune in live. Then you probably smacked the 3 guys. All right. Love this, though. How about a rare 8-team cash?
Rare. 8-team stock is kind of soaring lately.
Okay, recently, in recent weeks, Javon, 8-team stock up, B-team stock
kind of back.
8-team is back to me in the 8-team. Love it. Got a free 6-man. I need donks today. I got a square I love today, Godsynth. We're going to talk about it. All right. But first, can't all be good things. We got a minute for me to bitch?
Go ahead and bitch.
Yeah. Goots, run that shit. We were playing some silly poker last night. Just some silly poker to take the edge off. Nothing crazy. No $1,000 buy-ins. No poker go, right? Just a quick $200 buy-in at the table. Nothing wild, all right? We're playing whatever. It's been like an hour or so. Javon, I think you were playing MLB The Show at this point. We're ripping. We'll let this clip run. All right, this was one of the good ones. Kind of electric. He's probably got pocket rockets, boys. I'm going to call. We're going all in.
No. Need an ace.
Trent begged me to go all in.
Need an ace.
Oh no, I'm so sorry.
Need an ace.
Why are we playing this
I'm
hand?
so sorry, dude. I'm so
Need an ace,
It
dude.
once. I
It's like
hate this
crying in the
fucking.
background.
Need an ace. It's
multi-run
fine. Come
bullshit.
on.
Fucker. We got
Yeah!
Let's go. Let's go. Insane. Let's go. Insane hands on the turn. Pulled an ace. Javon, life was good.
Yeah.
I was feeling confident. The coins were up. We were up $230 at that point at that table. We were up coins. All-time call. An all-time call going down in the history books. I will tell my grandkids about it one day. All-time call. But then it got ugly. You know it always does. The longer you stay at the table, Javon, bad things start to happen. It's a tale as old as time. It's been happening since, the ancient Egyptians when they were gambling. Okay? We stayed at the table a little too long. Decided to take somebody on head-to-heads, 1v1, poker, $60 buy-in, nothing crazy. All right? Nothing wilds. We're here. All right? We're sitting down. I forget what cards I have. I got 2-8. So I've got a 3 of a kinds. Sitting right here. Beautiful. Perfect. I'm thinking, maybe if he's got, pocket hearts, I lose his hand. But besides that, I mean, come on. And he probably doesn't have pocket hearts because he wasn't betting a ton, right off the flop when the first 3 cards came out. I'm in business here. And then he takes me all in. And I'm thinking, you've got to be fucking kidding me, man. What does this guy have? I've got a 3 of a kind. Those don't grow on trees, Javon. They simply don't. No, they don't. So I say, you know what? Fuck it. I got Trent in my ear saying, call. Hurry up, go. I got Javon sitting there smirking saying, oh shit, here we go again. And I say, fuck it, all in. I call. I got a 3 of a kind. I'm probably winning this hand. Next thing you know, the motherfucker had a full house.
Yeah, GG.
He had a full house. He had an 8 and a 10. Unbelievable. All the 8s sitting right there. Disgusting.
Piss.
Absolutely disgusting. He pulled a full house out of his ass, chat, and took my 60 bones. Gone. Chipotle money this week, gone. Eliminated. Hate to say it.
Piss.
Unbelievable. Who shuffled? Yeah, the AI bots. This guy's probably working for the books I'm playing against, stealing all my coins.
He's all in.
Unbelievable. He's got pocket hearts.
Oh, he's got him.
Oh my god.
GG.
Oh my god.
Am I calling this?
Yeah, we'll be seeing.
Yeah, we'll be seeing. Trent, no. Are you kidding me? Trent, no.
Got no choice.
3 of a kind. Does he have? He had a full house. He had an 8 as well. In a 10. I mean, that makes me want to throw up watching that. And then Trent's throwing up the cork pick. Yeah, I'm out. And then I went to bed. And that's how my night ended. And now we're here. All right, we're back. Chats, let's have a fucking day. All right, we've got the NIT on. Don't get too excited. So we've got 2 first 4 games. We got NBA. We got NHLs. And most importantly, Javon, we got Nerfies. Could take the edge off for today. Any Nerfies looking at you funny on this slate? There's got to be one.
You see they have the Korea one up already, ready for you.
Ooh, they get it already up, primed, freshened up, and cleaned and ready to go. Sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
Ready to go.
Huh. What's the total sitting at in that game right now? I know it's at 6 a.m. Eastern tomorrow morning. Super annoying, super weird. It is what it is. If it was at any normal hour, it would be the coolest thing ever, but kind of beat that it's at 6 a.m.
Yeah. 8.5 total looks like we got in that game.
Any movements? No. Maybe a little bit of juice to the over.
Yeah.
Initial thoughts on them putting up that Nerfy. I mean, obviously mine are Yerfy probably with those two big name pitchers, but I mean, also look at these offenses, right? They got some bats at the top of the order, especially the Dodgers.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know if I have any thoughts. It's kind of weird. It's a weird situation. They're in Korea. They've been there for, I don't know, a week or so. Even I don't know who wants to take a Nerfy with the Dodgers, even if they're involved on one side. It's kind of tough.
Cancels out a little bit.
Yeah, maybe a little bit. Maybe a little bit.
Okay. Well, are there any squares up for that game tomorrow morning at 6 a.m. that you wanted to tell the people about? Let them know. I mean, they've had these squares up for about a day. I know you've been looking at them. I know there's probably one that's, back of the mind. Can't stop thinking about it. Keeps popping up during the day. Distracts you. There's got to be a geyser.
I mean, that Glassnow walk square being on the board is pretty interesting, I'd say. That's the one.
Give me the rundown there. You are the Glassnow / Ray Sharp.
Yeah, which I mean, the thing with Glassnow is early in the season, he definitely pumps a lot of fastballs, but he wants to make sure he gets control of his breaking pitches pretty early. So that's probably what he's going to do. And if he doesn't have those, and it's obviously a very weird situation for the pitchers to be in over there in Korea at I don't even know what that is in LA, 4 a.m., 3 a.m. body clock time. It's just a weird situation. So, I mean, both of the pitchers are probably not going to have A+ stuff, I would think. Now they're the offenses, but if you're talking command of the strike zone, I don't know that Glassnow is going to have it off rip. And that's a weird square to be up, I would say. That's probably the sole weird, somewhat anti-Dodgers one that's on the board.
You see the Shohei Luka prize pick special square they have up?
Yeah,
a little bit upset you haven't brought that up yet.
Yeah, I figured you'd get there at some point going through that whole specials tab.
Not going to lie, you gatekeeping that one, having me find that one on my own. I was expecting a wake up text from Javon this morning. Not saying good morning. Not saying I hope you slept well. Just saying check out the prize pick specials category. Okay, because there's one right up here. It's pretty fucking weird, if I could say so myself. Shohei, Luka, total bases, 3 points made. I think this one goes into tonight. It's Luka's game tonight into Shohei's tomorrow morning. Correct me if I'm wrong. Yeah. That'll be a square that I'm playing, folks. That'll be a square that I'm playing. And I'm not taking the more than. I'll let you know that right now if you couldn't already get that. I'm not taking the more than. Need to get that on record. Okay?
Yeah.
I will be on that less than for significant coins. If you had to take one of these three, who are you taking? Who are you fading? What are you doing? It's got to be the Shohei Luka fade. Come on.
I mean, I don't have the stomach that you do for that square because I kind of like Luka tonight, so I'm a little scared of that. But
shit,
probably Mookie and my Cal.
I
would probably.
Did you miss Sharp report? Not yet. Not yet. We'll get to it. All right. Stay posted. Wow, Shohei striking out over there, looking a little rattled.
It's Kawoom, unreal.
Wow, that is the Kiwoom Heroes. Sure they can. Love that.
KBO's playing a little KBO tour while they're over there.
KBO's back, as they should be.
Yeah.
As they should be. KBO Electric. That's on my bucket list to go over there and see a game at one point. Probably the only person ever that's ever said that, but I want to go over there and see a KBO game. I want to go see a Dinos game.
I did forget that there is an Ohtani taco too.
Oh, there is now.
Yeah, that might be the difference.
What's it for? Where is it?
I don't know if it's still up, but they had the half total base taco offered.
Huh. Yeah, not seeing it right now. Doesn't mean it wasn't up. Probably was. Interesting. I mean, yeah, I think we just square up for Kitch. Don't overthink it. Take the Shohei and Luka less than. Go about your day. There's no way that fucking hits.
Yeah, fair enough.
All right. We know Goods probably wants to take that to Tatis and Irving more than maybe. Any Padres nugs from Goods before we move here? The birthday boy, probably a little hungover, as he should be.
Teeny bit. Margaritas are flowing. I
Did
certainly
you
don't
try
want
the
to take.
beef welly?
I tried to bite crabs.
What'd you think?
Underwhelming.
Ooh.
Good.
Underwhelming. It was underwhelming.
Underwhelming, bro.
Could have been better.
We're gonna have to sidebar here, Goods.
Okay.
We're gonna have to talk about
sidebar.
this.
We can
We're gonna
sidebar.
have to talk. You get the scallops?
I did get the scallops. Incredible.
They good? All right,
Oh,
good.
incredible.
Good.
Love me some scallops.
Yeah, I don't, but those are good there at Hell's
They're
Kitchen,
good.
that's for sure. Hey, we'll be out there by Hell's Kitchen, Javon, in literally a day. Holy shit, we're going tomorrow.
Yeah,
Nuts.
tomorrow night.
That's the OG Hell's Kitchen where they did the show.
Yeah.
Goods, any San Diego Padres nugs for the 6 a.m. game / are you going to be waking up and watching this game like a true Padres fan?
Most likely, I will be. I certainly am not going to take this, and I want to take it with Kyrie. But
Yeah.
I was looking. I haven't really looked into it, so I don't have much for you.
No stress. Hey, if one comes to you, don't be shy. Don't be gatekeeping those Padres squares over there. All
I
right?
won't be shy. Won't be shy.
Good. Dubs. All right. You guys want to talk Sharp Report? You guys want to talk some baseball? What do you want to do? What do you want to do? Are we going to talk season-long MLB squares today? So we're going to craft those up when we get back from Vegas next week. We're not going to put a Padre or Dodger in there, which is fine. We probably weren't going to do that anyways. And we're going to craft that up on BTL probably Monday through Wednesday of next week. And the real opening day, I believe, is next Thursday. So we'll be back from Vegas, okay? I'll be taking the red eye Sunday nights right into BTL on Monday. We'll craft, we'll grind throughout that early week and get those MLB squares moving and grooving, all right? But if you want Dodger squares or Padre squares, you've come to the wrong place. Rumor has it, though, that the Crabs Go Whale might be dropping later, and it may or may not involve one of those two teams. So stay posted, all right? But for now, we've got college basketball to talk about. We got games, we got NIT, we got first four. Let's move, let's groove. Javon, real quick, though, we got to talk about the worst thing I saw today. This is disgusting. The poker, full house that guy got and stole my coins made me sick, but this makes me want to fucking cry or punch a wall. Snell got paid. Good for him. 31 mil a year. W's. I think I looked it up last night on Sweats. He's like top 20, highest paid player per year. Good for him. He deserves it. All right. If you take a peep at these other pitchers who are making the most coins this year, what are the two names on that list, Javon? Besides Carlos Rodon, of course. I mean, come on, he stinks. But besides him, what are the two names on there where you're just scratching your head saying, what the fuck are we doing?
I mean, that is some nasty work by the Nats with Corbin and Strasburg, man. Absolutely nasty work.
I mean, that's a lot of money.
Yes, that ain't chump change. 70 mil is
a lot of money, boys. Like, I know I talk about it. I bitch about these two gents, Patrick Corbin, Steven Strasburg. And by the way, bless their hearts. These guys got me a ring. They could do no wrong. Zero. Pat Corbin could have a 10 ERA this year, and I'll buy his jersey. You guys know that. I don't give a shit. Okay, these are my GOATs, legends. They changed my life. Okay? But that's a lot of fucking money. And I talk about these guys eating up our salary, but, I mean, we got, the 6th and 7th highest paid pitchers in baseball this season. And Patrick Corbin could barely even throw a baseball. And Steven Strasburg is just trying to get mobility in his arm back. Unbelievable graphic. Unbelievable tweets. Great work. This should make all Nats fans want to fucking yak.
Yeah.
Oh.
That's
and then Shohei getting his fucking bag as well. 70 mil. Insane. All deferred.
Yeah.
He said, I don't want that money now. Give it to me later.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to be technical, if we're talking about the pitchers this season, Shohei ain't pitching, so you can move Corbin and Strauss up to 5 and 6.
Sure. We don't have to get technical, though. That's okay. No need. No need. All right.
My Uber driver last night, big O's fan, he asked me if I've ever made my way to Nats Park. I said, yeah, I've been there a couple times. He's like, yeah, I've never really wanted to go there. Nats stink. I don't want to see a game. That's what he told me right to my face.
Is that it, Goots? Is that the story?
That's the story.
Goots.
It's a tough
He's
order.
Living in Maryland his whole life. His whole life. He's like, yeah, I've never been there. Don't really.
Goots, I live that. I don't need to hear that. It's my life every day when I walk outside my home.
Camden, on the other hand, he wants to go there. Been there.
Yeah, I wouldn't blame him. Camden's sick. But does Camden have a ring in the last couple of years? GG. We'll be seeing. All right, boys. Let's hop into the Sharp Report. All right, let's get moving. Let's get grooving. Let's talk about some plays. for today. All right. Cut down the card today. Quality over quantity. All right. No stress, no problems here. Look, guys, we talked about the pods, the March Madness pod, and we can plug that real quick here too. If you want our initial thoughts on the brackets, we released this pod yesterday. Check it out. Do me a favor. If you're an OG, if you're a Crab stan, if you're a BTL stan, click the play button, will you? We'll drop the link right here. You get the YouTube link. We'll drop the link to this tweet right here in chat. Bada bing, bada boom. Go click play for me, will you? And if you're goats, if you're literally, him, you can go on the YouTube video and click the like button, will you? All right, guys, go check it out. Our initial thoughts about the bracket dropping, we recorded that right after on Sunday nights. Let me know what you guys think. Now, there will be some changes to the brackets, at least for mine, Javon. Are you staying true to exactly what you said on that pod, or have there been a couple changes, a couple tweaks?
Not exactly everything. There's definitely been some changes, as expected. So we'll be going over some of those for sure.
All right. W's chat. I'm going to run a TikTok live later, crafting out my bracket finalization. So if you guys want to tune into that, it'll probably be, I don't know, 7:30 p.m., something like that, a little later. All right. We're also recording a pod with Trent later today, going over the AL and NL West. So I'm sure you guys are curious about his thoughts on the Dodgers, on the Angels, on Shohei, on Trout, on just baseball in general. That's going to be a good one. I'm excited to record that one later. All right. Go check out the pods, folks. Do your jobs. All right. Awesome. Let's hop back in. Let's talk about some plays. All right. Look, I talked about UVA, being blessed to even fucking be here. You saw the videos on Twitter about their players reacting like they just won the lottery when they, found out they were actually going to go dancing in March Madness. They probably shouldn't be here. And initially off the rip, that's a team that I wanted to back. That's a team that nobody really wants to bet on. And then I go on my feed, 24 hours later when the brackets drop and I see everybody on UVA. I see UVA as one of the most popular plays, of the day. I see UVA as one of the most bets plays in the first rounds, including those games on Thursday and Friday. I was confused. I don't know what's going on here. Maybe people are just backing Tony Bennett against a Colorado State team they don't know. But I'm flipping. All right. And I'm flipping in the first half, Javon, keeping this simple. I like Colorado State's game plan here. I like their, matchup, to be honest with you, with Isaiah Stevens leading the way. We know UVA has been susceptible to get, dominated on the interior. We saw what happens, when they played, some of these teams in the ACC tourney. They struggled against a lot of these bigs. I would not be surprised if we see Colorado State once again, find some success on the interior with Isaiah Stevens, finding guys like Joel Scott down low who can just dominate and get theirs. Joel Scott's been playing out of his mind recently, the senior. I'm sure he wants to go out on top. This Rams team is solid. At the first half of the season, they were dominant. All right. People were talking about them being the best team in the Mountain West. They were ranked. People forget that. Most people wouldn't even know Colorado State was ranked at one point this year because of how mid they finished the season. But Isaiah Stevens has, some magic left in him. That kid's a stud. This is his last year. I think he goes out on top. Him versus Beekman. I'd take Isaiah Stevens early in the first half. Maybe Bennett makes some second half adjustments. Maybe Colorado State melts and folds like Mountain West teams always do. I don't know. But that's the only way I see this bet losing potentially, and that's why I'm going first half. Colorado State get in, get out. Great matchup. Isaiah Stevens getting the ball inside to Joel Scott. Absolutely dominating in the paint like DJ Burns did against UVA. And Colorado State wins in the first half with ease. Maybe UVA bounces back in the second half. Worried about those adjustments from one of the greatest coaches of all time. But I'll take my money after the first 20 minutes and run.
Yeah, fair enough. I could see that happening early. Maybe UVA, not maybe. They're probably going to come out and not be able to score. I don't think Colorado State is either. But I did wake up today and I saw a lot of people's same card be both favorites. So maybe you sneak one in the first half and UVA pulls out full game and somebody's in piss there. So we'll find out. I think Isaiah Stevens is going to be in hell, though, that entire game.
Oy. Well, you know what? Colorado State's got some bigs. They got Joel Scott. I mean, they've got some softies. I'm not going to lie, but they've got – what's the other big man's name? Not Clifford, but Cartier.
Cartier.
I mean, Cartier against UVA could do stuff. When Cartier goes against behemoths, he gets bullied around, he gets bitched, he struggles a little bit. But against UVA and their bigs, I feel like these two guys could find some success tonight against UVA on the interior.
Yeah, they're going to have to shoot the lights out because they ain't going to let both of them work on the interior. I'll tell you that. But I don't know. We'll find out.
All right. Javon hates it. That's okay. We move. Tell me about your Eagles. +3.5. I like this play.
Yeah. playing a Providence team who, just like the rest of the Big East, is bitching because they didn't get in when they had chance after chance to get in, and now nobody wants to play for them because they're making a statement. They got better things to do. Devin Carter, too, not going to play today, it seems like, and down low they're going to be missing somebody, too. So BC, I mean, they match up pretty well with or without Devin Carter. Without Devin Carter, obviously, it's massive because a lot of their guards, whether you're talking about Claudel Harris or Jaden Zachary, not the greatest on-ball defenders, so now they don't have to deal with that, and you're going to get a lot of really sloppy offense from Providence because that seems to be the case every time Devin Carter leaves the floor, which that's perfect. That's exactly the game BC wants to play. I mean, there's a reason why the line ticked down. It's a little more than just Devin Carter, I think, for this game. So they're going to be thin in the interior as well. Great for Quentin Post, great for Devin McLaughlin, great for whoever they're going to give. Pretty increased minutes there. The bench is getting deeper throughout the year. So I think this is one of those situations where Providence is just checked out and bitching. And this is the first time BC's been in the postseason for a while. So, I mean, big motivation for them to be there. And yes, Joel Scott more than, of course.
Sorry about that, chat. Great catch. That's on me. L Graphic should have proofread it. Joel Scott more than 18.5. All right, W fix there. Holy shit, Goots.
Wow,
sneaky.
quick.
Good work.
Quick.
Let's go, dudes. Let's go, Goots. Dialed after the day after his birthday. Holy smokes. The dude doesn't miss.
That's hard.
Literally doesn't miss. He's like Steph
So
Curry.
much hard.
All right. Awesome. W's. Give me the Eagles on the spreads. What are your thoughts on the NIT as well? Because we haven't really gone into it. Our overall thoughts, processes here. A lot of teams, you know, you can kind of fade effort. You can fade squads who are kind of deads, and we're going to talk about that a little bit with this UCF bet coming up. But what is your initial, you know, thoughts on the NIT overall and betting it?
Take a lot of dogs, take a lot of motivational angles, fade teams that are I mean, you can very clearly sometimes, like a lot of these teams, I guess, like a Providence today, they are going to be running a little thinner of a rotation. They're going to be missing a main scorer against a team who very much wants to be there, and everybody's going to be playing hard because that's not a situation where they're usually in. And not that Providence has really earned the right to be one of those teams that refuses to bid, which is why they didn't. But it's there's definitely motivational angles, and a lot of these teams that are deeper and really want to be there, you can bet on, even if you're getting a plus price. It's definitely like everybody always says, look at the NIT lines because Vegas doesn't care about them nearly as much as the March Madness lines that are going on at the same time. Yeah, it's very often the case. So I'll be getting involved with a couple of those in the first round, not just BC.
Sure. I'm in. I got to play. You got to play. You already went over yours. Let me take you to mine. The UCF Knights. All right. They've got an interesting matchup today. They're playing a team they know very well in the USF Bulls. USF, right? They lost in their conference tournament finals. I believe that was the finals against UAB. And that's why they're not dancing in March Madness after having one of the greatest seasons from a mid-major in college basketball. They're going to be dense. These kids are going to be, you know, not wanting to play at all in the NIT, in my opinion, after having a legacy season and not getting any respect or getting auto bids and losing in their championship. I think they're packing it up and getting ready for next year. Personally, I think that's a really tough hit for these kids, you know, after being, you know, talked about all season. And then you end up losing in your conference championship and everyone's rooting for you, backing you after being ranked at one point this year. That's crazy to see the Bulls get ranked. Mad respect. They deserved it. At one point this year, they were the hottest team in basketball. But UCF is laying 5 to them in this spot. That tells me everything I need to know about this game. USF's packing up shop, getting ready for next year. And UCF, who's 2 games over 500 and did not have a great season, is probably going to be in the opposite mentality here. They're going to be looking to build momentum to end the season strong after a moose shit season and try to build, you know, some confidence, some morale, and honestly just finishing the season not how they did in the regular season, right? You got to find some sort of confidence here. And UCF catching steam on some books. They're up to 6.5, Javon. Pretty weird line movement there. I have a feeling this USF team, their work here is done. Their season's over. They're going to play like it tonight. Lay the spread with the Knights. I think they're home in this matchup, right? Orlando, yep. W's, huge. That could be the difference. Lay the spread with UCF.
Yeah, I'll salute you on that one. I'm done fading USF. Doesn't work.
That's fair.
But I could see, I don't know what the status is with Chris Youngblood. I don't know if he's going to play, which he's their entire offense. So that could be a reason for the steam there. But they're going to be motivated. I'll tell you that. Warren I-4 is a massive game for both those schools. I can tell you that firsthand.
Yeah, so these guys didn't play this year, right? Because
UCF
changed conferences.
Yeah.
Right? So typically these guys are rivals, right? It's obviously not rocket science. South Florida versus Central Florida. These teams obviously don't vibe with each other. Last year when they played twice every year before this season when they changed conferences. The Bulls beat them both times. They beat them both times outright as dogs. Interesting. Another reason to lay with UCF in this spot, in my opinion.
Could be. I think a lot of people still don't realize how good the Big 12 is. I think we talked about that, or a lot of people talk about that when it has to do with people not believing in Iowa State, believing in Texas, all those teams. So it's definitely going to be a little bit of a shock for USF coming in to play UCF, especially because they're super physical. So can't say anything about that. Don't mind that.
Agreed. Not seeing anything on Chris Youngblood's chat. Let me know if you guys hear anything. Okay. Javon, take me to the association. Let me know why you like the Nuggets tonight.
Yeah, I'll be fading T-Wolves again in a little bit of a tougher spot, which now they get probably a little more advantageous of a matchup. When we're talking about the Nuggets against the T-Wolves today, they're going to be missing Rudy Gobert again, it seems like, too. So I think that's huge for them, especially when it frees up a lot of the back end stuff. I think Naz Reid is also not going to play, so they're going to play a little bit of small ball, you would think, the T-Wolves, which it's not to say Joker is like a super, like, if he has a great matchup against a smaller defender, he's just going to take it over 24/7, but can guarantee you that's going to free up a lot of matchups for everybody else, including like Aaron Gordon, who's probably going to see a good bit between him and MPJ of Jaden McDaniels, which he's going to shut down one of them on any given possession, and two of them, especially when they're playing a little bit of small ball, is not going to be good whatsoever. So obviously there's like a tough back-to-back spot, but you're fading the T-Wolves at home, which has been not a profitable thing for the entire season. So this is going to be definitely a pretty telling line move, injuries and all things included, even the back-to-back included. But I think there's a reason for it. I think the matchup is absolutely disastrous with the personnel they're going to have on the floor tonight. So I think the Nuggets, after I believe they were the team who just lost on a buzzer beater there, which they're going to get their lick back after that, which, side note, insane shot. Absolutely insane shot. People don't talk about that enough.
Absurd. I mean, he's just I've never seen a player like him.
I mean, that was like a free throw line floater with the left. Like I don't know how you do that. That's just
he
Kyrie.
was just like throwing the ball at the hoop and it just perfectly went in. Sweat.
Yeah, dude. Like what?
He's one of the weirder players in the NBA. I just don't
insane.
Get it.
He's just unreal. But they
So
get their lick back. They get their lick back after that. And beat shit out of T-Wolves. Yeah, beat them by double digits.
Okay. All right, I'm in. Good. We'll talk about some of those other NBA games as well coming up. But first, let's talk about these Prize Pick squares. Already kind of went over mine. Joel Scott's more than 18.5 points and rebounds. He's been tweaking recently. I've been following this team pretty much all season. I watch a lot of Mountain West basketball. It is what it is. It's on late night. The games have been electric. Love the conference. I hope it never changes. There's been a little bit of a pivot away from, how this team uses their bigs recently. Joel Scott down the stretch has been insane. But Cartier, like in the beginning of the season, and when they were playing some of these non-conference schools and then some of the crummier schools in their conference, he was playing a lot more minutes. He was getting, a lot more points, rebounds, assists, everything. He was just playing more. Down the stretch, it was more Joel Scott. He's more physical a little bit, so they needed him. And I think he's going to be the guy against UVA who gets absolutely fed. If you look at the trajectory of him at the end of the season compared to Cartier, it's not even close. It's like they're both going in separate directions. I like Joel Scott. This kid's a senior. He's a veteran. He's, been in big games before, and I would not be surprised if he tweaks not as much as DJ Burns, okay, but a 20-plus piece, points and rebounds against the UVA Cavaliers, who are soft on the interior, is more than feasible. Yep, Crabs with an over. How about it?
Yeah, could be the difference, sneakily.
He's been tweaking. Tell me about Kuzma, shooting 1.5 threes. I love this.
Yeah, go take a look at that square for me, Goots. And one of those zeros. First of all, if there's any 1.5 on the board, juice the over, and they're coming off of double goose eggs, I take it automatically. But this one specifically, one of the goose eggs is against the team that he's playing, that he just played. Was that 5 days ago? And you know how many threes he took in that game, Grabs?
7.
1.
Okay.
He didn't even take 2 threes. God forbid, of course, make them. And the square is back up again today. I guess the basketball side of it that makes sense is the Rockets, which that was the case in that game too. So it's not like anything's changed in the last 5 days. But ever since they've been without Sengun, they've openly come out and said like they want to play much, much faster. And Kuzma, outside of that game, when he's playing in games against these much faster teams, that's when he's been chucking up a lot of shots. If you look at the chart, he hasn't been playing many of them recently, aside from, the Rockets that one time, but against Memphis, against, Charlotte, against the Heat, those are all much slower teams. So he hasn't really got the volume there necessary or just had great matchups really across the floor. Now he's going to get those. I think that square tells you everything you need to know. Not only has he only hit 1-3, not gone over this line if you combine his last 3 games, but he hasn't really gotten the volume either. So now he's going to be playing what you would assume would be a much faster game. And I believe Rashawn Holmes should be playing. So he's not having to do that with small ball minutes at the 5 nearly as much necessarily. So he's going to be playing some decent defenders, but this square tells you everything you need to know. He's making 2 threes tonight.
Chat's asking about what we pair the Joel Scott square with. Well, after hearing that pitch about Kyle Kuzma, I wouldn't see why you wouldn't throw a 2-piece together with those 2 gentlemen. Also legally obligated to tell you that he has a demon square up, which I'm sure you know.
Oh, sure
Any sprinkles
does.
on that puppy today?
Yeah, I'm going to have to get involved.
Okay. Good. Chad, if you want to tail the 2-piece with our 2 favorite prize pick squares on the Sharp Report, I just dropped the link in the chat. Bada bing, bada boom. There it is. All right. Tail that 2-piece. Go about your day. If you tailed that yesterday, you were in business. You smacked the 2-piece. I locked that in on BTL, literally like I just did today, and I made coins. I had a great day on prize picks yesterday, to be honest.
Yeah, huge.
Great day. Love it. Donovan Mitchell nasal fracture. Oof.
Ew.
Brutal. Listening to the pod later today, but do you think injuries hurt the strength of the pack this year? I mean,
No.
yeah, like USC obviously got shafted with injuries. Who else got the injury bug?
I just think the whole conference sucks. I think they could be
You're not
healthy
buying
or
the
not.
injury excuses?
No, I'm not buying that.
Okay. We got Hero Walrus coming in with a subby a couple minutes ago. Book it with Bamuel as well, right when we started up. 24 months of this shit. Yes, sir, Bamuel. You better be chopped out, giving a play to Trent today. Lock in. All right? Figure it out. Let's go, boys. Gosh, man. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how I feel about that. I think some teams got shafted, but I think a lot of teams just kind of stink, right?
Yeah.
We saw Stanford's, one of their best players, one of their better freshmen, Stojakovic's kid, just enter the transfer portal. I don't know how Stanford was, so bad last year. I feel like they had a lot of good players on that team. I don't get it.
Yeah. Never really brought it all together consistently. They're just not well coached. Not good.
Any action on the ice? Javon, you want to talk about some ice plays? There's got to be one looking at you funny.
You can talk about the ice. It's a big slate. It's kind of a weird slate, though, I would say. I mean, the first thing my eyes are drawn to immediately with this slate is that Leafs-Flyers game. So the Flyers are kind of on a tailspin right now, but that is the same exact game, same exact line that was a little under a week ago, and the Leafs blew the shit out of the Flyers. It's like they were minus 135. The Leafs were in Philly. I think it was 6-2. And the Flyers, I think they've lost a game since then as well. So it's like you're getting the Leafs at a discount, which should be fun.
Looks like the Leafs haven't lost to the Flyers since before 2022.
Yeah, I mean,
it's been a couple of years.
It's been tough sledding for the Flyers, to say the least.
Wow, Kel's beat me to it. 8-0 last 8. Holy smokes. That's crazy. That goes back a while. You think the line's weird? You think the movement's weird? I've seen like 5 cents of movement towards the Flyers. Nothing crazy, but what would you set that line at?
I mean, you would think, because it was the same exact thing when they just beat them. It was even a little shorter, I guess you could say. It ended up closing because of goalie announcements, but it opened up and pretty much stayed right at the same place for a majority of the time at that minus 135. So I would have expected a little more, maybe a minus 150 at the very least. And especially with one of the very important guys for the Flyers being a healthy scratch. So everybody's bitching about coaching decisions that Torts made for the Flyers. And so it's definitely a buy bad news play with some shit teams, or a shit team right now in the Flyers.
UVA down to +1 on the Green Book. Oh no. Wonder if I should have stuck by my guns on the initial leans. We'll see, chat. All right. You like the Flyers at plus check? Could be down.
Yeah, that one just might have to be played. I don't know that I have a choice.
What else? Any other nasty, stinky rat lines?
I don't know if there's any nasty, stinky rat lines necessarily, but I would be shocked if any person making a parlay today did not include the Avs, which that is usually the case, I guess you could say, but it's always the case against the Blues. The Blues are already always on the other side of like that minus 200-ish number, which talked about a little bit. That's been creeping back into serious fade territory like it was last season for the plus 1.5 at the very least. So that's exactly where you're getting it now too. So I might get invested with that plus 1.5. I mean, the Avs are playing pristine hockey right now. They just came off of what probably is going to be the Western Conference Finals preview in a big emotional OT win against the Oilers. So no way they stroll into St. Louis and don't blow out the Blues. I think that's everybody's thinking tonight, and usually is when it's involved in a game like this. So, I mean, they've been on an absolute fucking tear. So I might have no choice, especially when you're coming off of a big spot like that, emotional letdown against one of the bigger coin-stealing teams in the league. I don't know that I have a choice there either.
W. Lembong, appreciate it. Lembong, people forget you might be moving lines over there. You might be moving them and grooving them. People are talking. Okay. Are you looking to take St. Louis plus 1.5?
Yeah, it's because it kind of falls in that little system. I mean, they've been playing kind of well recently too, so it's not like I'm completely void of confidence in them. But yeah, this game screams super, super weird.
Huh. Well, super, super weird sounds like we fade a team like the Colorado Avs and make money. So
yeah, it's kind of hard to not do it.
Yeah, no other lines are really looking at me super nastily. I mean, maybe Carolina opening up minus 145 against the Islanders. And the Islanders have lost and not covered 4 in a row. And Carolina's been kind of fire recently. And now the Islanders have had good success against Carolina, in recent games. They've beaten them the last 2 times. But you think that opener was a little bit weird?
Maybe a little bit. It happens a lot. Like the Canes get really short openers on the road and then get steamed up nearly every single time. I think it was the same thing against the Leafs, and not that game wasn't close. I think they ended up winning that one in OT or with a last minute winner or whatever that was. So I don't know. It's kind of the same thing I always see with the Canes. So not that I would not mind an Islanders play, but it's just the everything that they do.
Caps, Blues, and Flames, top 3 coin stealers on ice. Are the Caps really included in that?
Oh, yeah. 100%.
I kind of fuck with that.
I've been hopping on the wave up until last night, of course. Really any coin flip game, for the most part, I'm just taking the Caps at plus check. It just always ends up like that.
Not going to lie, I kind of like our new coach this year. I kind of like him.
And they're in a playoff spot now, I think.
Yeah, as of right now. I think the competition's pretty ass from what Chelly was giving me a breakdown of yesterday. But yes, I would love to see the Caps sneak in. Hey, the better the Caps are in the playoffs, the worse they do. The worse the Caps are in the playoffs, the better they do. The one year they actually won it and did something was when they had their worst team. They make no sense. So, I mean, look, it's still hockey. They've still got some goats on that squad. They might be old as shit, but I mean, if they can get hot down the stretch and stay healthy, who knows? And their goalie, Lindgren is playing out of his fucking mind too, most games. So we'll see. I mean, it took a Holtby legacy performance in the playoffs, a couple of years ago when they won it. It's probably going to take a lingering performance like that too.
Yeah,
right?
you just might need that.
Just might. Okay. Put some respect in the Caps, chat. That's what I'm talking about. Jocko loves him. He's a dog. Caps ain't doing anything, bro. Yeah, I mean, that's the Simpleton man's take. Simpleton man's take. The smart man's take is that they're going to go win the Stanley Cup.
Yeah.
Right? Yep.
Yeah. Of course.
All right, W's. Let's keep moving and grooving. I want to talk about the Wizards.
Talk about them.
Why do they open up plus 4.5 against the Heat, man?
The Wizards?
Mm-hmm.
Rockets?
Mm-hmm. Why did they open up that short of a dog?
It's a pretty good question.
Anybody know? Because I have no idea. I'm checking the Carfax right now.
Definitely is a little weird. I don't know the injury situation.
Dude. They opened up plus 5, plus 4.5, plus 4.5. Depends on where you're looking. Always line shot, plus 5.5. They're up to plus 9.5 most places. They got that blessed minus 108. What is up with that opener? Was there initially somebody, potentially out? People talking about maybe Sengun not getting involved in that game tonight? Could that be it?
No Sengun has nothing to do with that line. I mean, the Wizards, like I thought it was kind of set in stone that it was Denny and Tyus were going to be out for a bit, at least a couple of games. So I guess maybe the 4.5 was with them as questionable or whatever it is. But yeah, Sengun had absolutely nothing to do with that. But it's still Wizards, if anything, injury side that had something to do with that.
Also, I don't want to burst your bubble. You probably already know, but Kuzma is questionable tonight. He's got some shoulder soreness.
Yeah, I saw that.
Okay.
I think he'll play. I think he'll be all right. But
think he'll play
Denny and Tyus,
they're out.
Been out.
Landry Shamet's still out. Yeah, Sengun is out. Whitmore's out for Houston. I don't know, guys. I thought it was weird seeing them open out plus 4.5, plus 5 on a lot of books. It's not like they've been winning a lot of games. Now, we do have to give them respect. They have finally crossed the double-digit wins mark. W Wizards.
Yeah. W Wizards.
But it's not really like they've been winning a lot of games. I mean, since that Miami win outright as plus 11.5 dogs, insane down there in Miami, which still makes no sense. They've lost and haven't covered their next 4 games, and they've gotten absolutely obliterated. They're back to being the worst Wizards team ever. They're missing 2 of their starters tonight. They opened up plus 5 on the spreads. Sure, they're up to 9.5. That makes a lot more sense now. But I don't know what's up. Something seems fishy about that opener. And I feel like the Wizards might be a competitive ball club tonight.
Just might. I mean, they closed 8.5 in that game in Houston where they had Denny and Tyus and Bilal. So 3 of the 5 in the starting lineup are no longer there. And obviously we hope that Kuzma can make the trip down there. But you're going to have, Kuzma, Kispert, Rashawn Holmes, Jordan Poole may have to start. I don't know who's going to be running point, if it's going to be him. And maybe they're going to have to throw Patrick Baldwin in the starting lineup, maybe. So, I mean, Jesus only a point difference with those lineup discrepancies is interesting.
Yeah, it's weird. I don't get it. One bit. I don't understand it. All right, what else do you like in the NBA? I know there's only, 5 games? Nothing crazy.
Yeah.
You talked about your Nuggets angle, laying 7.5 on the roads. I like it. Any other games? Pelicans, Nets. Pelicans catching steam, -6 up to -7.5. Any thoughts there?
Yeah, I mean, if the Nets hadn't been piss poor for, I don't know, the last couple games, they just lost in OT to the Spurs, I would probably get involved with the Pelicans. I probably still think that's the right side. Matchup in spots, I'll put in the 1 there, but that's the only reason why I'm having a tough time getting the counter with the Pelicans is I also hate Nets games. I think I've lost quite a few coins on some Nets games in the past month or so. So I'm good avoiding that one.
All right.
I don't know, though.
That's fair, Javon. Nothing really speaking to you in the NBA besides your Nuggets spreads, which I like. All right, quality over quantity. Don't force. Let's talk some first 4. You want to? This is what the people really want today.
Someone brought this up in chat, but this it shows you the percentage of what people are taking in the brackets.
Are you serious?
Yeah, might be some good for some contrarian angles.
Oh, so that's the most public bracket out there right now?
No, this is just a percentage of all of them, I believe. So Drake is 53% over Washington State at 47%. That's an upset.
Well, I wish they didn't have, that many people on them, to be honest with you. But interesting. I mean, a lot of, favorites, right? North Carolina, Purdue, Tennessee, and Arizona down there. Sure.
Yeah.
Wow.
All right.
I like that. I expected to see a little more McNeese.
Yeah.
That's huge. That's huge. You like
23%. Yeah, they've been getting talked about they're getting 75%.
Yeah.
I'm with you. That is a good site.
Love that.
That is a good site. Akron getting 10%, getting no respect. I'm telling you right now, Javon, Akron's winning that game.
I mean, I'm with you. I'll probably have a sprint.
They're winning
myself.
that game outright. Plus 600. They are winning that game. They might win the next game too. The Zips. Chat. Probably my favorite crazy upset in that first round. Got to be the Zips on the spread. Got to be a sprinkle in the ML. They're going to win that game. All right? Going to make up for that shitty Vermont call last year. It's the Zips. All right. They got TC losing to Purdue. Good. Gives you a chance.
Yeah, I mean I've seen that a shocking amount of times in like the past 24 hours that TCU's beating Purdue. They have no fucking chance. It's the stupidest shit I've ever heard.
Jesus.
Dumbest shit I've ever heard. They ain't putting it.
I just don't know how they're going to stop Zach Edey. They don't have a single guy who can do it.
They won't. I mean
They
they'll
can't.
they'll make life tough for Braden Smith, and like I could see the game being close, but they ain't winning. They're gonna have immediate foul trouble, as everybody does with Edey, and once they get into the back end of fucking Mustafa and Uday is going to be in foul trouble, and Coles is going to play small ball big, and they're going to be screwed. It's not happening.
Huh. 1 out of 8 ads. Sub up, little bro, or go watch on the YouTube. No ads over there. And you can subscribe. If you get us to 5K subscribers by the end of the week, guys, I will do a 24-hour stream, but you guys have work to do. You have work to do. Yeah. We're not there yet. We got to get to 5K subbies on the YouTube. Make it happen. We will drop the link in chat one more time. Please go drop a subby. It's free. It takes 3 seconds right here. Go, go, go. Get me to 5K so I can do a 24-hour stream. We're getting there. All right, chat, do your jobs real quick. Hop over there or go watch on the YouTubes if you don't like the ads. A little cheat code. All right? But you better subscribe or I'm going to be pissed. All right? Wagner versus Howard. Javon, the one thing I've seen on my feed and heard from every human being on earth today watching and betting college basketball is obviously, the Towns kid on Howard's, who is older than me. He's 26. I don't understand how that works or makes sense. He went to Harvard for a couple of years. He went to Ohio State, I believe, for a season. And then he might have taken a year or two off. Don't really know what happened there. And next thing you know, he is on the Howard team. And he's a beast. He's pretty fucking good. I'm not going to lie. I mean, he's got plenty of experience, right? No excuses for Seth Towns. What is your opinion on this Howard squads, on him and that spread laying 3.5? We know that the underdogs typically bark in the first 4, right? But where's your head at with this kid?
I mean, I think he's good. I just think he's a pretty crucial piece to the matchup tonight. I just don't know how exactly they're going to use him, because here's what I think is going to happen. Because Wagner, I mean, the one thing that I've seen today, a lot of people are fading Wagner and going with Howard because Wagner plays 6 guys, and yeah, hilarious comment. Or Wagner plays 7 guys, and they don't realize Howard plays 6. So like their rotation is just as slim. So like Wagner, they're going to pull out his zone, and this is a team that likes to shoot a lot of threes in Howard. So like you would think, they're also a pretty decent 3-point shooting team. It's not like they're bad. You would think, okay, that just means they're going to absolutely spray against Wagner, when in reality, that tells me I think they're going to struggle from the field, because they're going to be getting a lot of shots and not really getting much to the rim. So like whatever they do with Seth Towns is pretty important, because they're going to have to stick him in different points of the zone. And obviously he can shoot from 3 too. So I don't know. I'm not getting good vibes from Howard's offense today. And it's not just because I like Wagner and I think that team is good, and it's a great story that they've been making this run with all the injuries that they've had on their team. But I think it's going to be a chess match defensively. And there's always like one of these games where a team who loves to shoot a lot of threes, a lot of them always come from the MEAC or SWAC or wherever. They come and they shoot Tordates. They're big 3-point shooting, happy team. Kind of feel like that's Howard tonight.
I like Howard today. I don't like how everybody's on him.
Yeah.
I don't like how everybody's taking both the favorites today. I don't like that I like him. But I'm here, and I'm just telling you guys how I feel. I like Howard. Maybe I'm biased. I don't know. I've had my eyes on this team all season. They've been balling. They just won their conference tourney for the 2nd straight year, right? They went to March Madness last season. They flopped in the first round. They've got another chance to, potentially do something here and beat Wagner and have a chance to maybe get the craziest win of all time in March Madness. I don't know if they could beat UNC. Probably not going to happen. I have UNC in my bracket advancing. I'm not that crazy, all right? But I do think Howard hands Wagner a loss here. I think Howard's going to shoot the lights out against that zone and find success. I don't know. I mean, if they don't put the ball in the hoop, I'll charge it to the game. But if Howard plays their game, I don't see how they don't win this. I don't see how they don't win this matchup against Wagner.
Yeah. I mean, if you think they're going to knock down their shots, then you should probably ladder Howard. Because if they knock down their shots, it's probably going to get pretty ugly, because Wagner ain't keeping up scoring-wise. But if they don't, this game, they might score 40-something points.
That's why the spread is probably a better look here, right? It's either, take Wagner if you want on the ML. They either win outright or get blown out, in my opinion. You take Howard on the spreads, or you take Wagner on the ML, because Howard either loses outright or they win by, 5-10 plus. Easy.
Yeah, I could see that. I wouldn't mind that.
Is it a bad idea if the favorite covers first game, take underdog second game, and vice versa? So King Castro, I don't want to botch his stats, but I know that close to 60% of the underdogs in the first 4 have covered. Okay. And typically, I was reading up on this and all these trends for March Madness last night. The shorter the spreads, the better for the dogs. So, if history repeats itself, that's a good look for Wagner. And to me, it makes sense, right? Dogs barking, obviously, especially in March Madness. Obviously, Vegas, trying to get money on the favorites, people taking favorites, not knowing who these teams are, what's good with them, just laying it with Howard's, in that spot and losing coins. That's typically how it goes. But this year, man, I don't know. I feel like it could change. I feel like it could flip. I just like both faves here.
Yeah, it's fair. I'll be on the Wagner boys for sure.
Underdogs are 24-19 against the spread in the first 4 games.
That's what it is.
That's the stat.
That's what it is.
Yep.
W. Gate Snug. Good work. Okay. Giovanni, are you going to be on UVA as well? Are we going head-to-head on both games?
I don't know. That might be like if Howard pulls out the cover in the first game, then yeah, I'll take UVA. But I definitely want to take Wagner a lot more than I want to take UVA.
Wow. No bias? Little bias?
Maybe a touch. Not too much, though.
Spectre bias? Okay.
Not too much, because I like Howard, too. It's not like not just taking him just because. But I think we're going to see just one of those games. I think Texas Southern has done this a couple times. They just come out, and they like to shoot a lot of threes usually, too. And they play against smaller teams, really bad three-point defenses, and they start chucking, and somebody ends up 0 for 8 in the first 10 minutes.
ZDZ bets, he was saying if you think they make their shots, you should take them on the spread because they win by 10 plus, but he likes Wagner. I like Howard's and the Bison today. Right down the street in DC from me. Let's see if they can make some magic happen. Keep their season alive. I went on a record, though. I hate how trendy Howard is today. Everybody on earth is on him. Like DeGen saying in chat, first time I've heard anyone say Wagner. Yeah, I agree. Everybody's on Howard. Not good. We'll see how it plays out. All right? At this point of the season, though, I've found it to be more successful to not square up necessarily, but, at this point of the year, Javon, right, all those weird, nasty trap lines, for the most part, are gone. Like beginning of the season, you find hella value, you take weird lines, and you make some coins. I prefer betting in the beginning of the season significantly more than betting in March Madness because it's much more difficult. In March Madness, the lines are tight. The books know what the fuck they're doing. They have a whole year sample size to utilize. That is not to our advantage, chat. Like DeGen is saying right now in the chats, you got to use more of your basketball brain a little bit at this point. You got to square up a little bit more, almost like betting MLBs, and utilize what you know because you can't really bet lines strictly up to this point. I want that on records. Also want to throw this out there. Please don't force and bet every single game, okay? You're not fucking Mattress Mac, okay? Don't bet every single game just because it's on. Don't bet every NIT game because you're bored today. Bet the games you like because you're going to be twice as mad if you take every bet today just to bet something and feel something and they all lose rather than picking your spots and just picking your one winner. So do me a favor, guys. Ease into the tournament. Obviously, tail the squad rides. Bet whatever the hell you want. It's your money. Do whatever the fuck you want. But some advice. March Madness. It can get dark out there. It can get scary. It's not easy to make money betting this tournament. It's probably the hardest thing to bet in all sports. Just being completely frank with you guys. Probably the most difficult events to bet in all of sports. Okay? Be responsible. There is no such thing as a lock. You don't have to bet every game. You can if you want. You don't have to. I think we have a W meme to show you guys as well right now. Let's see if we can pull this puppy up. All right? Because this is what all the books are doing right now. They're trying to get you. All the boosts are popping up, right? The parlays are starting to hit right when you log into that fucking app. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They're going to get you guys. Be careful of the boosts. All right?
Speaking of boosts, I wanted to look since you brought that up. You know what the boost is tonight? Still in the NBA. It's Ant and Joker to score 25 plus points each. And whenever those boosts have been up in like the past couple of weeks, there's been a handful of them. They haven't gone under because they're shooting tour dates or anything. They've gone under because the game's been a blowout every single time. So as a Nuggets minus 7.5 ticket holder, that makes me feel very good.
That makes you feel fucking great.
Yeah.
It has to. It has to. Let's go, dudes. Yeah, I'd be super down to fade Ant today after whatever the fuck he did last night. That was BS.
Yeah, I mean, to be
I
real,
know we didn't have 7.5. I think only a couple people did. But that was BS last night, him shooting that three.
well, that wasn't him. That was McDaniels, I thought.
Was that not Wiggins?
I thought it was McDaniels.
Chad will tell us right. That wasn't Ant that shot that. It was McDaniels. Either way, that is wild.
We can blame Ant for the dunk, because the dunk
Yeah,
and
his finger.
John Collins getting hurt was the reason why they went on that massive run directly right after. So that was piss.
Ant's gonna posterize Crabs. I mean, yeah, he would posterize me. No shit. I'd probably get hurt if he tried to dunk on me. Yes, 100%. All right, guys, pull up that dunk. Yeah, we could pull it up. It was insane. There were a couple last night, weren't there? Right?
Crazy dunk, dude.
Was it Jalen Johnson?
Yeah, Jalen
Against
Johnson.
the Lakers, first play of the
Here's
game
one
as
too,
well.
right? Yeah.
Against Austin Reeves.
Nuts in Reeves' face.
That was crazy. They asked him about it after in the post-game presser. And they're like, well, what'd you think about that? What happened? He goes, what do you think I felt? What do you think I feel? That was the worst thing ever. He was like geeking, laughing at the media presser, saying that was embarrassing.
Yeah.
I mean, literally nuts on face.
Yeah, that was crazy.
Literal teabag on the forehead during an NBA game. Unbelievable.
Wild.
Yeah, check this one out, chat. This
Books.
dunk.
They don't want me to show it.
Yeah, books
I don't
are
want you to
hogging,
succeed, Gates.
man.
I
LFI.
don't
No.
want you to
Yeah.
succeed.
GG.
That dunk happened so fast, too. It really did. I feel like he just started flying. It wasn't even like he was sprinting down the fucking court full speed either. It's like right from the free throw line, too. Insane.
Yeah. Whenever you give that little, who is that? Nikhil Alexander Walker gave him that little back pass. Whenever somebody does that in the middle of the lane, you just know violence is coming.
Don't want to see it.
Anytime
GG.
Nikhil Alexander Walker's out there on the court, you know there's a chance for something good to happen. Okay?
Just glazing.
He's a Hokie.
Hokey glazing.
He's a Hokie. He's one of the good ones. One of the rare
Great
good ones.
defender. Fantastic defender.
Good at everything. Every single thing. Not great at anything, though. He's good at everything. Didn't say great. All right, guys. Let's move. Let's groove. Let's keep talking. All right. Do you want to unpack this Colorado State UVA game anymore? I feel like we've beaten it, to a pulp.
Yeah, probably a little bit. I don't know, that total moving up quite a bit. I know it's super low to begin
what
with.
is
but
up with that total, dude?
I don't know. And I mean, that's one of the most obvious unders probably of all time. It's gone up 3 points. I don't know.
How does that make you feel? Let me be a therapist, Krabs, here for a second. How does that total moving up make you feel? What does it make you think is going to happen in this game?
I mean, I think Virginia is going to be able to score a little more than people think. Now is
Do you?
probably independent of the total. And with UVA, that doesn't mean they go out there and score 70 points necessarily, but maybe they're struggling a little less than we saw in those a couple of the ACC tournament games. So, I think, first of all, I think they're going to get out a little bit more in transition than people think, because Isaiah Stevens is going to be in jail. I want that on record. Reese Beekman is going to strap him up and make life hell for him, which that creates turnovers with everybody else in the court. So I think that is probably the area where if Virginia wins this game, that's probably going to be why. So I think they get out a little bit in transition, which again, for Virginia is not very much. The bar is pretty low. And they get some points maybe early. So they're not sitting around waiting for their second field goal at the 10-minute mark like they are every single game.
We got Padawak coming in with a resub. 1 year with the gang. Appreciate all the content. Can't wait for more years to come. You're goddamn right. You're goddamn right. We're just getting started, my man. Appreciate the support. We got Anthony Coretti coming in, resubbing as well after 10 months. W's. Love it, gents. Happy Tuesday. You guys are bringing the vibes, bringing the energy. Love to see it. Okay? Love to see it. Yeah, that total moving up is weird. Looks like Daniel's taking that over. Good. W, Daniel. All right. Haven't been tapped to Colorado State. What style of ball do they play? Love this question. Would love to give you a breakdown really quick here. These teams are almost identical. It's like if Colorado State tried to copy UVA, they pretty much, that's what they run. They run pack line defense as well at times. They will press if they need to, but that UVA defense and Colorado State defense, very similar. UVA is probably a little bit better. Colorado State's offense, snail's pace. We already know UVA is too. Both of these teams love to milk the clock. I've watched way too many UVA games in my time. way too many games this season, unfortunately, to know that that team does not even fucking try to score until there's 10 seconds left on that shot clock. They prefer it. They thrive at the end of a shot clock. I don't know what it is. Same thing with Colorado State. They will milk the entire shot clock this entire game. Okay? These defenses, mainly half court, not going to be too much pressing until they need to at the ends. But I can't tell you why this total's moving up. Sure, there's a little bit more bets on the over on this and right now. Nothing crazy. There's less, handle percentage on the over too. Like, everything about this game screams under. And the total is moving up a couple points in a UVA Colorado State contest. I feel like the ball is going in the hoop. The ball is going in the hoop.
This might be.
Because everything I just said backs the under.
Yeah. The thing is, like, for Colorado State too, the part that makes it weird, Isaiah Stevens, let's say Beekman doesn't do a fantastic job on Isaiah Stevens and he gets a little bit of his. They're not winning that game if that happens. Like, the only scenario I think where Colorado State wins this game is if everybody else shoots, because there's going to be, obviously with the pack line, it's going to be drive and kick. So, like, all the shooters are going to have to show up. They're going to space the floor. And if they're not hitting shots, I don't give a shit what Isaiah Stevens has to do or can do in this game. And if they're not hitting shots, they're screwed. So they got to do that. So, I mean, if you're looking for angles, I guess, for points to come, Colorado's hitting their perimeter shots. It could be a pretty long day for UVA, especially if they're having to come from behind. A team that's not built to come from behind, and maybe they get out a little early with points themselves.
Brian, I have been hurt by this square enough, my man. I've been hurt by it enough. I don't need to get cute. I don't need to fade Beekman assists as I pull it up and look at it and want to fade it. I don't need to fade this square. Do I, Javon? Please tell me I don't. Please tell me I don't. Because he's been fucking Chris Paul out there, dude.
I don't know that you need to fade, dude.
I don't know if I need to fade that, right? You just keep that off to the side.
Yeah, I think you leave that one, brother.
This gives me Xavier Johnson vibes.
Yeah.
Earlier this season.
Just don't need to fade that. Really don't need to fade that. And This is also probably the falsest statement of all time. They're slow as shit.
They're top 100s in points per game. Like, they score good amounts.
They're bottom 100 in pace, if anything.
They're very efficient. Yeah, both teams snail. Both teams use the entire shot clock. Both teams are going to milk the clock. That's why I'm so fucking confused that this total's moving up. So confused.
Let's take a look. Adjusted tempo, Colorado State, 268th.
270 on here.
Yeah, 270. So not even close.
I got 290.
290.
Even
It's
worse.
another problem with stats in college basketball. They're all fucking different a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, they're all similar, though. So we have an idea.
W. Kempom.
Don't chirp Javon stats. Don't do it. I'll let you know. Any Utah, UC Irvine Anteaters plays? Little late night geyser tonight? Is Utah dead? Like, what the hell do they have to get up against the Anteaters for tonight?
I have absolutely no clue, because, I mean, the one thing with Utah, and I guess we'll see this with a lot of teams, not just them, like, I don't know who the fuck's going to play, because they've been dealing with a bunch of injuries. They have, like, their basketball, Cam Rising and Rolly Worcester is definitely gone, but I wouldn't rule that out happening with another couple of players too, with what they've been dealing with for a bit. So I don't know. It feels like, too, from a person who's bet the NIT probably more than some people should, partially because my team has been in it for a couple of years, that -8 with a big-time school against a mid-major team in the lower side of seeding, just it feels like a trap every time. Every time I look at those, somebody loses outright. So I can say that -8 is like the -7.5 for a favorite was for a majority of the season.
Interesting.
The +8 is just an NIT grab.
I hate that game.
What
about North Texas and LSU? That could be a better game.
Could be a little better of a game.
What are we thinking about the Mean Green?
I don't have any problems with the Mean Green.
Yeah. I might have some problems with them. I just don't know how motivated LSU is going to be. They finished the season like rat meat. These guys actually played this season. At the beginning of the
Yeah.
year, LSU beat them already,
Mm-hmm.
and they're laying the same exact number.
Yeah.
That makes me want to take North Texas.
Yeah. And I mean, looking at what happened in the game, North Texas shot 32 threes in that game.
Jesus.
Which
And
that
what'd they
is,
shoot?
I mean, they shot 37%. So like it's not terrible.
Huh.
It's just like that's not North Texas basketball.
It was also a neutral site. Now LSU's at home, and the spread's still there. Yeah, that's a little weird. That's a little bit weird. Definitely lean North Texas. Don't know if I'm going to get to the counter with that one. I need to look and see what's good with LSU and who's playing in that game for that team. But definitely leaning North Texas there.
Yeah.
What about Xavier and Georgia, Javon? Xavier's getting 1.5 against the Bulldogs. The Bulldogs who just fucking cover every single game and win every single game. They're so annoying.
Georgia?
So annoying.
Georgia
Yes.
sucks. They don't win shit.
Dude, I feel like they've taken my coins so much. They're 18-14 against the spreads. Maybe not as good as I was thinking. Maybe I'm being dramatic, but I feel like this Georgia team has taken my coins all year. Maybe more at the beginning of the season when they were hot. Okay. But are we fading this team again? It's been a death wish for me all season, brother.
I mean, they win and cover against like Mizzou, like against any good team for the most part. Like they've covered a couple to end the season, but they've just been moose. But I mean, both of these teams are ass. Let's call it what it is. I wouldn't mind just the simple over in this game. Neither of these teams can defend the rim. I mean, they're really garbage on all sides defensively. Perimeter defense is not much better. And especially Georgia at home, they want to get out and they want to run. So I don't see a problem with Xavier keeping up in that fashion. So, I mean, this is one of the highest totals, I guess, of the NIT slate today, sans Iowa maybe. I wouldn't mind seeing this be a 80-80 game.
Yeah, that totals up almost 10 points from the opener. That is nuts. That might be a good call there. Okay.
Yeah, I'm surprised you weren't on, while we're looking at these games, surprised you weren't on Iowa today.
Well, we haven't gotten there yet. A lot of Kansas State love. Are you saying that because someone said, is Kansas State future to win the NIT a bad bet?
I didn't even see that, but I'm just looking at this line. I'm looking at this line and seeing Kansas State plus 5.5 in Iowa.
Yeah.
That looks like the freest bet of all time.
Yeah, it does. I hate both these teams. They're coin stealers for me the entire season. I mean, I definitely lean Iowa up from -4 to -5.5 at home. Don't get me wrong. To just shoot the lights out. Kansas State's defense pretty solid, but if they were going to win this game or cover, the total probably wouldn't be moving up 5 points. It probably wouldn't be this high in the first place. So I'm with you. Definitely lean the Hawkeyes. And I feel like that's a squad that, no matter how the season went, so you're going to get their best effort out there.
I mean, yeah.
I don't really worry about Iowa.
Always.
Right?
Yeah.
All right, I like Iowa's. Kansas State going to be a very popular play today. Minnesota Butler. People don't talk about the run Minnesota went on this year enough. 24-8 against the spreads. But Javon, they finished the season losing 4 of their last 5, and they didn't cover their last 4 games in a row. It got ugly down the stretch for Minnesota. They came back down to earth. Thoughts on this game? Thoughts on Minnesota grabbing some points?
I mean, I'm a big Butler non-believer. I think that team also stinks with the rest of the Big East that everybody thinks is much better than they actually are, but they are definitely on 2 pretty different trajectories. I do worry that maybe Minnesota, I think they're a team that is a little more physical than people give them credit for, just because they play decently fast compared to like the super slow teams in the Big Ten, and you have a lot more points in their games, of course. So I wouldn't be surprised if they push Butler around a little bit, but I don't know. That feels like a game of runs to me, which both of those teams are pretty high in kill shots or kill shots against really the entire season. So a lot of variance, I think, happened in that game.
I hate this game. There's one more we got to talk about before we do the squad ride. You know what it is. I know what it is. VT and Richmond. Give me the game of the day. Game of the night.
BOD of the year.
Blacksburg. Should I go drive down there 4 hours, drive back, and then we head to Vegas tomorrow?
Please don't.
Imagine.
Please don't.
I will say this. Virginia Tech stinks. Do not bet on this team. But it would be a very Virginia Tech move to win this fucking tournament it would be just scripted, typical, expected, annoying, painful, bittersweet. Those are some good adjectives there. It would be very Virginia Tech-esque after the season they just had, wasting away all these seniors if they win this fucking tournament. That's all I'm going to say. That's all I'm going to say. We'll leave it at there. All right? I'm not betting them. You guys aren't either. I might bet them. I'm not going to fucking lie to you. I might. Hokies ML Fugazi piece today, Trent. Don't forget about him.
Yeah, you keep saying that, man.
I hope he doesn't, to be honest with you.
I don't think you're going to.
Not because it's going to lose, but just
be trouble.
Not because I don't want him on it, but because it's just going to lose. Yeah. Chat would be a very Hokies move.
Are we really betting NIT? Like, is that what we're doing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really?
Of course.
NIT's electric. I'm into that.
We're doing that.
Yes.
I'm into that.
Tomorrow too, I'd say the NIT slate. I have a lot more plays that I like with that slate than today's. So tomorrow's going to be fun.
We were talking about it earlier, Trent, how to attack the NIT, right? You got to be picky. It's not like March Madness, right? You got to check the motivation levels for some of these teams. Some of these squads probably checked out, maybe some injuries. The NIT, though, I mean, if you could pick your spots right, no reason why we can't be betting on these, at least until the tourney actually starts.
Yeah, you bet spring training and fucking darts, but you're drawing the line in the NIT, man. I don't want to hear shit.
I mean, that's a great point. You're sweating out Luke Littler, more than 3.5 180s on your stream for 2 hours in a row, and you want to bet an NIT game? Come on.
Don't put disrespect on darts. Come on. Got to be better.
Yeah, we're taking Photic overs, full esports plus EV slips, man. And we can't take UCF minus 6.5 today.
Yeah, I don't know why I'm making it seem so bad about betting on the NIT, man.
Like, I'd rather bet NIT than NBA still.
Honestly, you're not wrong, bro. NBA has been fucking pissing me off.
NBA's moose. Like, can these guys try? They don't give a fuck.
They only try when you take the under, man. It's just like,
yeah, I bet.
Have the under in the Bulls game. They fucking splooge.
Betting on, you bet on the combine. You bet on a nose tackles less than 40 time trend, but you won't bet on an NIT game. I bet.
Unreal.
I bet.
Unreal.
Unbelievable. All right. It's about that time, chats. Let's get the squad ride moving and grooving. Goots, run that shit. I want to see that train. Krabs, take a look at Brandon Ingram free throws or Jonas dunk today. We have to do that real quick from Adam because he is a sharp. We're going to do that. Quick Brandon Ingram check. We got to look at his free throws.
Gotta take a peep.
Cannot let my guy Adam go unnoticed here. Where the hell is it? Oh, there it is. 4 free throws made. That's weird. That's a weird square. Don't understand that one. And then we've got Jonas dunk. I have a feeling this one's going to be even nastier, dude.
They did add also some nasty rocket squares today, which is hilarious.
When is the last time Jonas Valanciunas has even dunked?
He doesn't even play like full minutes. That's the problem.
Weeks, years, decades.
Yeah. It's probably dunking.
Adam,
he plays like less than 20 minutes a game. So you're against the Nets, he probably will play a little more, you would think.
I'm in. Sign me up. You kidding me? All right. Javon, got to hit a squad ride today.
Got to.
No messing around, no fun, no laughs, no jokes. Got to hit a squad ride today. What are we locking in? What are you in love with on this Tuesday slate?
Nuggets.
Definitely the Nuggies. Super in.
Rumors of a Hard Rock boost on them as well, on the T-Wolves.
Wow.
Haven't confirmed that, but a few people were spamming that in the chat. Which would be huge.
I really like UCF. Can we put them in there? Are you not going to be able to bet them if they win?
What do you mean if they win? Oh, if they win the squad ride? I mean, I'll love it, but if you like it, trust.
I don't love that. Let's find another one. What about Iowa?
Won't hear any argument from me on that one.
What about the Hokies?
Crabs.
Had to try. Had to try, chat. Got to get down swinging. All right, Iowa minus 5.5. Goods. Boston College. I could definitely get down with. Plus
Sure.
3.5.
Yep, they're winning.
Do we want to give the people a value play on the ice potentially, or maybe even a plus 1.5 that we were talking about earlier?
Yeah. Could hear no argument from me there.
Would you rather take that or the Flyers?
Talking about the Blues or the Flyers?
Yes.
Probably the Blues.
Really?
Yeah.
All right, St. Louis plus 1.5. I'm in.
Yeah.
One more play. Chats, what are we liking on this beautiful Thursday afternoon? Could put the UVA over in there. We could come to agreement on that one. That might be one of the weirdest lines of the day.
It's nasty.
Does that scare you?
I mean, it's not one of my favorite plays. I think we could just stick with what we got in there.
No force.
Yeah.
Wizards.
Wizards potentials.
Wizard spread.
I have no issues with it.
Let's put it in.
Or we could go over. Even though that game kind of did just soar over, but they have half the team playing in that they just soared over on, and the total is pretty much the same.
Kind of like the Wiz Kids better, to be honest with you, bro.
Fair.
Can we take the spreads? Both those teams
Yeah.
have been smacking overs this past week, every game.
Yeah. Fine.
All right. Wizards plus 9.5. Chat, 5 plays, 5 winners. We are 3 minutes over. All right, so we got to hurry up, go, 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 get that tempo going, get that pace going. We got Cuddlebutt dropping a subby, 2 months, W's. Let's go, Cuddlebutt. Sure we can. Chat, get those votes in. Hurry up. 5 plays, 5 winners. You've got 1 minute. Get your fucking votes in. Go, 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 go. Hurry up. 5 plays, 5 winners. Nuggets minus 7.5. Iowa minus 5.5. Boston College plus 3.5. St. Louis Blues on the ice plus 1.5. And the Whiz Kids plus 9.5. I am voting for the Nuggets. I like where chat's head's at right now with these votes. I'll leave it at that. All right?
Yeah.
Chipper saying BC's the winner. Rito saying Nuggets are air. 2 things I love to hear from my 2 goats. Get your votes in, chats. If you're watching on the YouTube, if you're watching on Twitter and you have no idea what is going on or how you vote for the squad ride, we do this every single day. Right at the end of the show, we all vote on our favorite play of the day that me and Javon alley-oop you guys options for, and you vote on the Twitch chat. All right, so come on over, Bookit Sports on Twitch, and get your votes in. All right, you got about 30 seconds. Hurry up. W's. Kels is saying, thanks for not choosing the Blues, chats. Yeah, nobody wants the Blues. Nobody wants the Wizards. And nobody wants Iowa. Holy smokes.
Those might be
3% of bets.
I mean, the Blues might win by 4.
3% of bets? I would love to see the Nuggets get 100 votes. We're getting close, chat. Are we going to get it? Give me 100 piece. Come on. Give me 100 piece, chat. What do we say? 87 votes, I believe, for the Nuggets. Looks like they're going to roll away with it. Let's get Trent on board as well once third stream starts up. I'm sure he'd be down to tell Jokic tonight.
No, don't tell Jokic. Don't take props in that game. Just take the Nuggets.
Yeah. All right, just take the Nuggets. Okay. I have a feeling we'll be seeing a points and rebounds Jokic squared out in our future from him. I would not be surprised.
He likes the RA. That's his default.
The rebounds assists.
Default meat square.
Keep the points out of it. Don't need them. Sure. All right. We've got Raz Vape coming in, dropping a follow. Appreciate that. Guys, we're going with the Nuggets tonight. Minus 7.5 on the spread. We're bouncing back on the squad ride. We'll meet you guys at the cash counter. All right. We're heading out to Vegas tomorrow night, chats, but we will have BTL tomorrow. Same time, same place. we will be seeing. Peace, boys.